Basara is a high schooler whose life gets flipped upside down when his dad gets remarried, bringing home two beautiful new stepsisters. But turns out, his stepsister is a future demon lord with a curse that makes her go wild. And the only way to suppress that curse is through a very intimate touching. And that is literally Basara's only job in this story. The first meeting happens at a restaurant. Basara, nervous about meeting his new family for the first time, goes to wash his face and collect himself. He walks into the wrong bathroom. Inside is a girl named Mio. Before the situation can get any more awkward, Basara's dad appears and diffuses everything by doing introductions right there in the hallway. Meet Mio and her younger companion Maria. They are going to be Basara's new stepsisters starting very soon. The girl who just slapped him in a bathroom misunderstanding is now family. This is fine. Everything is fine. During a shopping trip to furnish their new place, some guys on the street start bothering Mio because of her looks. Basara, who spent enough time as a delinquent to know exactly how to handle this, shuts it down and gets them out of there fast. Afterward, he takes Mio somewhere he found when he first moved to the city, a quiet spot he thought was worth sharing. He is genuinely trying to build something here because he knows that if they cannot get along, their parents are going to be heartbroken about it. Then their dad gets called away for work overseas. 3 weeks, just Basara and the girls. The second their dad's car leaves the driveway, Mio and Maria's entire energy shifts. Before Basara can process what is happening, Maria transforms. She is a succubus, and she is telling Basara to get out of his own house because they are turning it into a demon headquarters. She hits him with a memory erasing spell to send him on his way without knowing anything. The spell does nothing. Basara is not a regular human. He and his dad are descended from a lineage of heroes, the historical enemies of demons. The magic bounces right off him. He kicks them out immediately because they used his father's feelings to get access to this house, and that is not something he is willing to overlook. He calls his dad. His dad is not surprised at all. Turns out the old man knew exactly who they were before any of this started. He explains, 3 years ago, Mio's father, the actual demon king, was betrayed and overthrown by a corrupt demon who took the throne illegally. Mio is the rightful heir, and she is in constant danger because the false king wants her eliminated. If Mio dies, the balance between the demon world and Earth collapses. The ecosystem needs both sides functioning. Dad's instructions are clear. Find them and protect them. Basara finds them right as a group of monsters sent by the false king closes in on Mio. He arrives exactly in time and takes out the threat before it can finish the job. Back home, Maria asks why he would bother saving people who lied to him. Basara explains what his dad told him. In her room, Mio is sitting with the same question and not finding a comfortable answer. Maria comes to her with news Basara has decided to protect them. And since there happens to be a full moon tonight, Maria proposes they formalize this with a magic contract. Under the contract, Basara becomes Mio's servant, which creates a direct connection between them so he can sense danger the moment she is in it. The ritual requires both of them to kiss a mark that appears on their hands, but only during the full moon window. They both hesitate. They both get awkward about it. They miss the window. Maria is furious. Missing the window means the curse activates, and it does, immediately and visibly. A mark spreads across Mio's neck and her body temperature spikes dangerously. Maria explains in full panic mode that the only way to neutralize the curse is for Basara to physically calm it by running his hands across Mio's body until her temperature returns to normal. The ritual gets completed under significantly more stressful circumstances than originally planned. If you had to choose an anime curse, are you picking this one? Let me know below. Afterward, Mio drags Maria out of the room by the collar for creating this entire situation. Next morning is the first day at their new school. Basara introduces himself to the class. The homeroom teacher assigns a student named Yuki to show him around campus. The second the teacher leaves the room, Yuki grabs Basara in a hug and says she finally found him. She is a childhood friend from the hero village where Basara grew up. Mio watches this from across the classroom, immediately announces that Yuki should keep her distance from her brother, and the entire class short-circuits upon realizing that the new transfer student is the stepbrother of the most popular girl in school. At lunch, a guy named Hiro introduces himself and takes Basara to the roof to eat. He fills Basara in Mio is essentially school royalty, and every guy on campus is currently processing feelings about Basara living with her. When Basara tries to walk home with Mio after school, Yuki pulls him aside first. She knows who Mio is. She tells Basara to walk away from this situation because heroes and demons are permanent enemies and the hero organization is eventually going to come for Mio. She also wants Basara back. His power is significant and the heroes need it. Basara turns her down. Years ago, he lost control of his ability and destroyed half of Hero Village. He is not going back to that world, and he is not abandoning the mission his father gave him. Yuki accepts the answer, but not the outcome. She is going to keep working on separating them. When Basara gets home, Maria accuses him of going on a date and abandoning them. He explains it was a conversation with an old friend. That night he goes to take a bath and Mio and Maria both show up specifically to cause chaos as punishment for allegedly disappearing on them. This is their version of justice. Next day, Mio notices Yuki moving toward Basara again. The jealousy destabilizes her emotionally enough that the curse mark activates. Her feelings are directly connected to it. Basara gets her to the school nurse, a woman named Sasato, before it gets worse. When the school day ends, Sasato hands Basara her key because she has to leave. Mio's condition is not stable enough to move her, so Basara decides they are staying at school overnight. While he is outside getting air, Hiro finds him and mentions that Yuki went to check on Mio. Basara immediately remembers what Yuki told him earlier about wanting to separate them and starts running. On the rooftop, Yuki has Mio cornered with her holy sword drawn. She attacks with the intent to end this, not out of pure malice, but out of a possessiveness about Basara that has crossed a serious line. Mio's defense is holding, but barely. Basara finds them using the contract connection and arrives before it breaks. Then from another direction entirely, a demon envoy named Lars appears, sent by the false king to capture Mio. Lars moves first, hitting Basara instead of Mio because Basara steps into the attack to push her out of the way. Seeing Basara unconscious from the hit sends Yuki into fury mode, and she goes after Lars immediately, which buys everyone a moment. The injury is not serious, a surface wound, nothing structural. Maria notices old scars on Basara's body while treating him and asks about his actual history. He explains that Hero Village training starts young and is genuinely extreme. He was good at it until the day his power destabilized and he took out half the village by accident. That is why he was exiled. That is why he does not use full power unless there is no other option. When Maria goes to get Mio for dinner, the room is empty. Mio went into the woods alone to find Lars and fight him directly for what he did to Basara. She hits him with fire. Lars shows her the gap between their power levels in about 3 seconds, and the mental impact is significant. He also mentions somewhat casually that his wife is at home waiting for him and he would rather not be out here at all. He offers Mio a deal. Surrender now, and he leaves Basara and everyone else completely alone going forward. Mio is about to accept when Yuki arrives. Mio asks why a hero is saving a demon. Yuki says she cannot watch Basara lose his smile again. She has seen what loss does to him, and she is not willing to be the reason for it happening a second time. Lars, now dealing with an unexpected third party, attacks Yuki with a void technique. When he scales it up to finish the fight in one move, Basara arrives, tracking Mio through the contract and deflects it. He creates an opening for Maria to hit Lars from an unexpected angle, which weakens his defense enough for Basara to follow up with a sustained combination. Lars takes the hits, but has a reserve attack ready that lands on Basara before he can move out of the way. Mio watches Basara take that hit and something shifts in her completely. The anger that comes up is not controlled, it pulls up the Demon King power she has been sitting on this whole time, and she starts to release it. Basara gets in front of her and tells her she does not need to do this. Using his mystical sword, he absorbs the power surge from her body to prevent it from becoming an explosion that would level the surrounding area. Crisis contained. Everyone alive. After surviving the Lars situation, Basara walks up to Hyro at school the next day and tells him he knows. Hyro was Lars the entire time. The disguise is officially over. Hyro Lars is genuinely surprised it got figured out this fast. Basara is not interested in a fight. He has a proposal. Lars continues watching Mio from his current position, which lets him report back to the False King without technically failing the mission. In exchange, Basara gets to keep the recording of last night's fight, which he will send to the False King if Lars breaks the agreement. Lars gets to avoid being punished for failure. Everyone walks away from this with something. Lars accepts. Life normalizes after that. Basara is back to his routine. His two chaotic stepsisters are back to doing whatever they feel like. And Lars is eating Wagyu a 100 with Basara at a nice restaurant because he needs to stay on Basara's good side now, and apparently fine dining is how he expresses this. Mid-meal, the school nurse Sasato appears. She was assigned by Basara's father to keep an eye on things while he is away, and it turns out she was his mother's closest friend before his mother passed away when Basara was young. After lunch, she walks with him and talks about how he is settling in. Then she hugs him unexpectedly. Basara's brain briefly considers whether this is heading toward a biology lesson. It is not. She is worried about him navigating a new family situation, carrying old trauma, protecting people while keeping himself together. Before they part, she kisses him on the forehead and says a quiet prayer for him. He carries that home with him. Back at the house, Maria has a proposal. She wants to teach Basara advanced techniques for neutralizing Mio's curse. When it activates, the process requires a specific kind of physical approach, and Maria believes the best preparation involves Basara playing a very particular kind of game to develop the necessary skill set. This suggestion is exactly what it sounds like, and Basara processes it accordingly. Elsewhere in the city, hero soldiers are moving through the area eliminating demons. They know Basara is protecting Mio. They are coming for both of them. Yuki shows up the next morning wanting to take Basara shopping. She needs new outfits and wants his company. Basara, not willing to hurt a childhood friend's feelings over this, agrees. The date is barely underway when Mio appears because the entire class already told her about it. Rather than letting them fight about it, Basara tells both of them to just come along together, and they make it a group outing. On the way back, Yuki disappears. They wait. Instead of Yuki, demons appear. The whole date was a setup to get a location fix on Basara and Mio. Basara draws his sword and starts cutting through them. Mio and Maria move to attack from their side. Then the demons crystallize and drop hero soldiers hit them from behind. The date was engineered by the hero organization to isolate Basara and Mio and deliver a message. The man delivering it is Shiba. He explains that Yuki was used to get the coordinates, and now he is proposing a formal challenge. Basara fights two of Shiba's fighters in a sealed dimensional arena. If Basara wins, the heroes back off completely. If he loses, Mio goes with them. Basara takes the terms, brings Mio and Maria home, and they train for it the rest of the night. Fight day. The arena is sealed and Shiba's two fighters are Kurumi and Takashi. Kurumi uses wind power devastating in open space. Basara immediately recognizes this and pulls her into an abandoned building where the enclosed space limits her range and disrupts her technique. Contained, she is manageable. He works her down. When he moves to check on Mio, Yuki drops him from behind. She has been repositioned by Shiba to keep Basara out of the equation. On Mio's side, she and Maria are being pushed hard by Takashi, who has experience they cannot match directly. Then Yuki appears and blocks Takashi's attack with her sword. She is switching sides mid-fight. She cannot watch this play out, knowing what it would do to Basara. Takashi moves to punish her for the betrayal. Basara arrives, having been woken up by Kurumi, who apparently decided her conscience had opinions about the situation. He uses half his sword's output enough to end Takashi in 3 hits. The ceiling of what Basara can do when he commits is significantly higher than anyone in this arena expected. Shiba calls his people back. The Dese Palawan needs him, and he is a man who keeps his word. The terms were agreed to and Basara won, so that is the end of it. Life goes back to normal. Basara lives his daily routine. 2 chaotic demon stepsisters keep finding new ways to make his life interesting, and whatever comes next is still on its way. Stay locked in on Anirecap God for what happens next.